Before you watch this video, pause for a second. Look behind you. Is the light on? Good. Because what I'm about to talk about was never meant to be watched alone. American Poltergeist is not a movie that screams at you. It doesn't rush. It doesn't beg for cheap jump scares. Instead, it waits, and slowly, it crawls into your head. The story itself is deceptively simple. A normal house, normal people, a place that looks empty, but it isn't. The real narrative unfolds in the negative space, in the quiet moments between events. It starts with sounds at night, knocks on the walls that seem to come from nowhere and everywhere at once. Then, it's the moments where absolutely nothing is happening on screen, yet you feel an undeniable presence. You feel like someone is watching you. The film masters the art of making you a participant in the haunting, forcing you to question the silence in your own room. The camera will hold on an empty hallway for just a little too long, and your mind starts to fill in the blanks, painting its own terrifying pictures in the shadows. That's the genius of it. It's not about what you see, it's about what you think you might see. The scariest thing about American Poltergeist is precisely what you don't see. The fear lives in the silence. It thrives in long, unbroken shots where the camera stays still, and the world it captures feels unervingly calm. It's in those moments where the screen shows nothing explicitly threatening, but your heart starts racing anyway. Your hands get clammy. Your breathing gets shallow and quick, and you don't know why. The film manipulates your own psychology. It understands that the human mind is the most powerful horror engine there is. It doesn't need to show you a monster because it helps you create one in your own head, one that's far more personal and terrifying than anything a special effects team could conjure. It's a masterclass in suggestion over spectacle, building a suffocating atmosphere that feels inescapable. The dread is a slow burn, a creeping realization that the safety of the frame, the barrier between you and the film, is starting to dissolve. You're not just watching a haunting, you're experiencing the feeling of being haunted. So, why is this movie so different from the endless stream of modern horror? Most horror films today operate on a principle of sensory overload. Loud noises, fast cuts, and buckets of gore thrown at you to keep you on edge. American Poltergeist rejects this entirely. It understands one simple, profound truth. You don't need blood to create fear. You need darkness, quiet, and the unshakable feeling that you're not alone. It strips away all the usual tricks and leaves you with something much more primal and disturbing. While watching this movie, you will find yourself unconsciously checking your own surroundings. You'll pause the film to listen for sounds in your own house. You will glance over your shoulder, look behind you, because the experience it creates feels too real. The line between the movie's world and your own begins to blur. The quiet dread on screen bleeds into the quiet of your living room, making you question every creak of the floorboards, every shadow in the corner of your eye. It doesn't just scare you, it makes you paranoid. I have to give a warning, though. This movie's absolutely not for casual horror fans. It's not a fun Friday night jump scare fest to watch with a group of friends and laugh about later. This film is for the people who already lie awake at night, staring at the ceiling. It asks for the people who instinctively turn on the light when they get up for a glass of water, pretending they're not scared of the dark. It's for those of us who hear a strange noise in the house and tell ourselves, it's nothing, even when a deep, primal part of our brain knows that it is something. This movie validates that quiet, nagging fear we all try to suppress. It's a slow, methodical descent into a type of horror that feels deeply psychological and unsettlingly personal. If you're looking for a roller coaster ride, look elsewhere. This is more like being buried alive, slowly and quietly. The tension doesn't release. It just builds and builds until the credits roll, and even then it doesn't fully dissipate. Here's my final verdict. American Poltergeist doesn't end when the movie ends. That's its most terrifying and brilliant quality. The fear stays with you. It follows you home from the theater, or more accurately, it stays in your home after you turn off the TV. It seeps into the quiet moments of your life. It follows you into the dark when you turn off the lights to go to bed. It changes the way you perceive the empty spaces in your own home. The silence is no longer just silence. It's a void waiting to be filled. An empty chair isn't just an empty chair. It's a space where someone could be sitting. The film plants a seed of doubt an unease that continues to grow long after you've finished watching. It doesn't just provide a temporary fright, it leaves a permanent residue of fear. So the question is, after everything I've told you, will you watch it alone? If you enjoyed this deep dive into what makes horror truly terrifying, hit that like button. And for more content that explores the darker side of cinema, make sure you subscribe. But before you sleep tonight, do yourself a favor. Check behind you. Thanks for watching.